This is the third topic in the Workplace Culture, Professionalism and Making the Most of Your Placement module. In this topic, you will learn about professionalism and why it's important, as well as some tips regarding workplace etiquette. People in the workplace are judged by others on the quality of their work, that is their knowledge and skills, and how they manage themselves and their relationships with others or their behaviour. A lot of people think professionalism is solely about the knowledge that they have or the technical skills that they possess. People who are professional will have a combination of all of these three areas. What is it specifically about someone that indicates their professionalism in the workplace? Indicators of professionalism include a mixture of skills and specialised knowledge, as well as behaviours, such as being respectful. Professionalism in the workplace matters as it's about reputation, your reputation and the reputation of the university. When you are being professional, you won't be causing embarrassment to yourself, damaging your reputation, or creating problems with liability and negligence. Instead, you'll be creating positive working relationships and utilising effective communication skills to minimise the risk of misunderstanding. While on placement, your level of professionalism can affect your future opportunities, such as gaining a referee or hearing about employment in that organisation or industry. How do you want to be remembered for your contribution to your work placement? During your placement, your supervisor and work colleagues will be gauging your level of professionalism. They'll be assessing factors such as how you relate to other members of the team or with clients. Do you fit into the workplace in terms of following the dress code, your level of competence on the job, and how clearly you communicate with others? Your willingness to take personal responsibility and your attitude towards work will also be noted. By displaying the fundamental principles of courtesy and respect, you are demonstrating that you are professional and considerate of your work colleagues. The university receives feedback about students from placement organisations, about what is going well and about any problems during the placement. Employers have expectations of students on placement, and when students display behaviours such as these, they will be regarded as behaving in an unprofessional manner. In the workplace, take your cue from your supervisor and the colleagues around you as to what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in that particular workplace. In the previous module, you learnt about Australian workplace culture. There are also rules of etiquette in Australian workplaces that may be different from what you are used to. Even though a workplace may appear to be casual or informal, punctuality is valued in the Australian workplace. People usually arrive at work at least a few minutes early. Punctuality and being on time for meetings and appointments is also important. You need to be prepared for meetings and keep within the meeting time limits. What is acceptable in terms of personal space varies between countries. Be mindful of other people's personal space and notice what is usual in the workplace you are in. Kissing people on the cheeks is the norm in many European countries, but this is not the case in Australian business settings. Offering a handshake is the accepted greeting when meeting new people in a work environment. For subsequent meetings, a verbal greeting alone is fine. Every workplace will have different dress standards, but you may find that Australian workers dress more casually than in other countries. Take your cues from what others are wearing, but your dress should still be smart casual at a minimum, while clothing suitable for going out socialising on a Friday night after work should be avoided in the workplace. Open plan floor designs are the norm in many office spaces. This means the office space is shared by many people and many desks. This can raise etiquette issues that can damage working relationships if you're not aware of them. You need to be mindful of things such as not spreading yourself across two desks, not taking someone else's chair or stationery. Being in an open plan area means you need to be aware of the volume level of your voice. This includes when you are talking on the phone. If you're taking a personal call, it's often a good idea to take it outside of the office space. Most office spaces have a small kitchen and possibly a seating area where staff can either store or prepare their food for the lunch for the day. Some workplaces have a roster where staff are rostered on to make sure that the kitchen is clean and tidy. The rule of thumb, however, is always to clean up after yourself. Don't leave your cups or plates in the sink for someone else to clean. If you are bringing food into work, be considerate of others in regards to strong odours, such as garlic, as your colleagues may not share your enthusiasm. Taking up too much space in the fridge or taking someone else's food is also considered bad kitchen etiquette. Workplaces are busy, and your placement supervisor is likely to have a lot of demands on their time. If you have an urgent question or an important idea to share that cannot be discussed in a scheduled meeting, it's polite to knock on your supervisor's door rather than walking in unannounced. It is also considered rude to interrupt when your supervisor is in the middle of a conversation with another staff member. If you really need to interrupt a conversation, a simple "excuse me" or "may I talk to you when it's convenient" is essential, as this will acknowledge the person's time and space. Demonstrating appropriate workplace etiquette in the way you use social media is an important professional skill. Social media can blur the lines between personal and professional communication. With networks of personal and work friends, it's dangerous to assume that your privacy settings will fully protect you. What you post on social media is out there forever and may result in negative consequences for you, your workplace relationships, or the organisation if the content of your posts is inappropriate or offensive. Some general rules for social media use in the workplace include not spending significant amounts of work time on personal emails, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. This is best kept for lunch breaks or out of work time. Not using social media to express any frustration you are experiencing with your placement, especially not venting about specific staff. Abiding by the organisation's policy on social media, not spreading rumours, gossip or malicious content, and lastly, being careful not to disclose company business on social media. In essence, it's about maintaining a level of professionalism and showing respect for your colleagues. Email has become a major way of communicating in the modern workplace. Etiquette regarding emails may vary a little from industry to industry, so notice the language and the tone used in the emails at your placement organisation. In general, it's a good idea to keep the content professional and refrain from being overly informal. Ensure you proofread your emails and make sure you do not mistakenly use the reply all button. Lastly, it's also crucial to only send emails in a calm manner and to not use email as an opportunity to vent any frustration or anger. The next topic provides you with 8 important tips to help you to get the most from your placement.